spin, where the headlines blur and the lies begin. There's a signal rising through the haze. Global watchmen lighten up the maze. They don't flinch, they don't fold, digging deep, breaking the mold. Truth patrol on digital ground, every whisper, every sound. Hey, eyes on the truth, no turning away. Global watchmen shining through the gray, from the shadows to the screen. They decode what the silence means. Click subscribe, let the veil be torn. This is the news we've been waiting for. Hey, hey, waiting for it. Oh, hey, hey. They're not bought, they're not blind, calling out the ties that bind. From the towers out to the street, they bring the fire, they bring the heat. Algorithms can't silence the flame, and when the watchers rise and call out the game, oh, no fear, no filter, no retreat, just the pulse of truth beneath the beat. Oh, eyes on the truth, no turning away. Global watchmen leading the way. Every story, every thread, for the living and the misled. Raise your voice, let the signal soar. This is the news we've been waiting for. Waiting for it.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Global Watch News. My name is Lori Swan. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you are in the live chat, we do ask that you keep a family mind. Whoops, wait a minute. I gotta shut this off. Have to listen to that. If you're in the live chat, we do ask that you keep it family friendly. There will be moderators in there to make sure that we stay within the terms of service put forth to us by the platform we're utilizing today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Take a minute, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when we go live. All right, guys, real quick video this morning, real quick live stream. Sorry, I haven't been live in over a week. Been in a lot of pain. I'm not gonna lie. Being back in Illinois is with the weather change has been really difficult. So yeah, and it's crazy because if I take a Tylenol PM, it knocks me out. I'm out, literally, for like, I don't know. If I take one, I'm out for like 12 hours. If God forbid, if I take two, it takes me a whole day to recover from that. I'm such a lightweight. But yeah, so plus I've been working, so but I do apologize for that. We will be getting back on schedule here shortly, I promise. I do have to reach out to Big John because we do have a topic that we want to talk to you guys about. And so I'm going to say probably next Wednesday for sure we will be live. So, all right. So what I wanted to discuss with you guys tonight. Oh, geez. this morning is what is going on with the SNAP benefits because of the government shutdown. Reports do indicate that if the government does extend its shutdown into November, that roughly 47 million Americans, low-income Americans actually, could face disruption or delays in their SNAP or food stamp benefits. And that's according to the Department of Agriculture. The agency warned that it may not have enough funds to keep the program running and has instructed some states to halt benefits processing for November, as it's working on a contingency measure. Now, I just wanted to say that when the government shuts down, each side, Republican and Democrats, have the opportunity to prevent that. The reason for the Democrats, and this is because they're trying to blame it on Trump. Okay, Trump doesn't want to shut the government down. The Democrats want to for one reason. Written into Obamacare when it first went into effect was an ending date. That ending date is this year. And if the government is shut down, then nothing can be rewritten on it. And so literally millions of Americans are going to lose their coverage if they have Obamacare. You would think that the Democrats would want to extend that because, they're all about free everything. But I guess it's in their best interest to let it lapse, to let it stop, and then just blame it on the right. That's kind of where we stand right now. And I know a lot of people, even on my Facebook, because I've got a lot of new followers over there, they don't quite understand that I don't subscribe to either side, left or right, because they are all the same. Doesn't matter who's driving the bus, the destination is still the same. You might take a different route, but you're going to the same place. And that's the New World Order. It's inevitable. So it doesn't matter if it's left, right, up, down, sideways. Doesn't matter. It may look different with each side. That's because you're taking a different route. But the ultimate goal is the same. Left is also losing their minds, literally losing their minds over the renovations that are being done to the White House, which I find absolutely humorous. I think I laugh more now at politics than I ever did in my entire life. I find everything I read pretty much amusing. So back when the White House, when FDR actually was in the White House, he made the East Wing, which is the part that's being renovated right now. So when you look at the White House from the dead on center, the left is the East or the West Wing. That's where the Oval Office is. That's where everything usually takes place in that wing. Okay. Then you have the middle ground. That's where you have your residency. That's where the president lives with his family. And that's where when you go and you take the little tour, that's what's pretty much where you tour is that right there. And then you have on the right, you have the East Wing. And that is, it's been a number of things. FDR made it an in-ground pool. Nobody had a fit about that. Obama made it hold on a second. Let me call you right back. Obama made it a basketball court. Nobody had a fit about that. It was a bowling alley. I think Nixon made it one of them made it a bowling alley. Nobody said anything about that. All of those things, the bowling alley, the basketball court, the pool, all paid by tax dollars. Trump is turning into a ballroom, which I think that's cool. it's actually going to be put to use of something that can be used at no expense. Let me repeat that, at no expense to the taxpayers. He's paying for it. So why the big deal? Why are they losing their minds? I just don't get it. That's what I mean. I laugh at things more now than I think I ever have. The one thing I'm not laughing at is actually the topic that we're going to talk about right now, and that is the food stamps. November is Thanksgiving, and there has been I want to say an extremely disturbing videos that have come out on social media. And I'm going to, let's see. So at least 25 states are planning to cut off their aid, their SNAP benefits in November. And I'm going to read you, this is from Politico. It says millions of low-income Americans will lose access to food aid on November 1st when half the states plan to cut off benefits due to government shutdown. 25 states told Politico that they are issuing notices informing participants of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, the nation's largest anti-hunger initiative, that they won't receive checks next month. Those include California, Alabama, Arkansas, Hawaii, Indiana, Mississippi, and New Jersey. Others didn't respond to requests for a comment at the time of this publication. The USDA's Food and Nutrition Services recently told every state that they need to hold off on distributing benefits until further notice, according to multiple state agencies. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, a Democrat, told reporters at the state capitol Wednesday that President Donald Trump is the, quote, first president in U.S. history to cut off SNAP benefits to benefit to people in America. Okay. Why? I don't understand why they make everything so personable with him. She said the state's funding can't begin to match what the federal government provides. Those states are also issuing benefits that are ending on November 1st. Okay. Hold on just a second. Give me. My husband is texting me. Okay. Call me, but then he's going to text me. Nutrition programs like SNAP and another one serving low-income mothers and infants have been caught in the crossfire of lawmakers spending negotiations. With the shutdown now in its fourth week, states are scrambling to maintain the programs using money from their own coffers and emergency funding from the Trump administration, but that pot is rapidly decreasing. The administration would have to find more than $8 billion to keep SNAP afloat if the shutdown continues. Under SNAP, which serves more than 42 million Americans, people received an average of $187.20 per month to pay for groceries. The pause in benefits would kick in just before Thanksgiving holiday and add further strain on food banks and pantries during typical busy season. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me pull this over here. You sent me a message. Okay, hold on. You sent me a message. What are you doing? Oh, you got an email. Okay. Okay. The federal government shutdown means the U.S. Department of Agriculture will not send states the money for November SNAP benefits. We cannot put the money on your EBT card until this changes. This changes. This is a change impacting all SNAP households and cannot be appealed. If you need more food resources during the government shutdown, we encourage you to reach out to your local food banks or community agencies in your area. When the shutdown ends, we'll know more about the future of SNAP benefits. Interesting. Okay. I find it interesting at the timing of this. I find it interesting that it's right around the holidays when they know that people use or need, I would say, the extra, well, the income, the money. Um, so why am I coming on live and telling you guys this? Well, because there is an alarming number of videos online of people, and I'm not going to mention the demographic, but you're going to be able to see it when I start playing these videos, who are telling you that it doesn't matter. They're still going to go in and they're going to take the food. They're going to steal the food. They're going to be going into these stores. I think I can find, because I was watching quite a few today. I might even be able to find the one where she says that we'll go into your houses, and I think she calls out us as the demographic that we are. I think she says that. There was one. Let me pull up my so if you are over on X or Twitter or whatever it is, this guy over here, his account is Amiri King, AMIRI King. And he's got a lot of videos on here. He is a man of color. He's a black man who talks about the fatigue, how he's tired of people acting the way they act. And so I'm trying to be careful here what I say, because I don't want to come across as, label, but well, let's just take a listen.
And just so happy that people ain't gonna get their food stamps. This message is for y'all.
Let me start over again.
This message is for everybody that's not on food stamps and that is on TikTok laughing and just so happy that people ain't gonna get their food stamps. This message is for y'all. Y'all be like, oh, I got a job. I can pay for my food. Y'all ain't gonna have food stamps. How y'all gonna eat? Baby, how you think they gonna eat? Off you. Yeah, off you. You know how many homes about to get broken into? You know how many people about to get knocked over the head coming out their job or leaving the ATM or the bank? You know how many people about to get set the fuck up? I'm just saying, while you over there laughing, grinning, cheesing, looking like Chester the cat, baby, they gonna go for y'all first. They coming for y'all first. I'm just saying. Don't laugh at somebody else's pain, baby, because guess what? They gonna make you feel that shit 10 times worse. Just saying. Be blessed, though.
Okay, that was actually the video that I was looking for. Did you hear what you said? That they're going to be coming after. Now, first off, I'm on TikTok. I have not seen any videos of anybody laughing at anybody, because I don't think it's funny. And if I did see it, I would call it out, because I don't find it amusing. I don't find it funny that people are losing their benefits. But in the same sense, I haven't searched it out, which I guess I will today. That'll be my thing to do when I get off here, is I will search it out, see if I can find any. But she says that that we are going to be targeted. Our homes are going to be broken into. They're going to get us at the ATM. They're going to get us when we come out of work or we come out of a store. And I believe that will happen. Here's the thing. The government knows that hunger is a great motivator. And we've said this so many times throughout the years, that there's nothing better to do to to control people than to take away their food. We've said this over and over again throughout the years. And I said that there wouldn't be anything that would be more of a motivator to get people to go to camps, the FEMA camps or whatever camps, the detention camps, the reintegration camp, whatever the hell you want to call them, okay, when the time comes, is cutting off the food supply and then taking the buses down the streets and being like, look, you know what, if you're hungry, come on, we've got food, we've got, you know, because nobody wants to look at their children and know that they're going to bed hungry tonight. Nobody wants to look at their children knowing that they haven't ate anything in 3-4 days. I know, crying baby, a crying child. That's going to be like such a motivation for them to get people to do what they want them to do, or to put them where they want to put them, or to transport them to wherever. Nothing's a better motivator than hunger. And so these people are doing exactly what is anticipated. The government has anticipated this. And if they haven't, well, no, I'm not even going to say that because we know they have. So, yeah. I know that was one of them. He's got a lot of videos on here. That's that one again. And this is his words, not mine. He says, fat black woman warns white people that there's going to be an uptick in violence, robberies, and break-ins if food stamps aren't reactivated immediately. And you heard what she said. Let me... see if I can find more. I did tape some on my phone, but here's one. To all those on food stamps making threats because you won't get them in November, reminder, food stamps are not a right. They are a discretionary charity. They were never a lifetime commitment or a guarantee, which is absolutely true. When you are on food stamps, it's not a generational right. It's not a right at all. It's something that's given to you and can be taken back. And I don't know why they think they're entitled to them. We're not entitled to give you anything. It's not the responsibility of the American taxpayer to feed and maintain the health of everyone on earth. America's days of exaggerated charity for everyone are over. Go fund yourself. Let's listen to this one. I apologize in advance for anything that might be said, but I have not listened to any of these yet. So let's take a listen.
This bitch like Jock, I'm gonna be feeling like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say, ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the fuck out. And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your ass so hard, you going to think a Jet 2 holiday hit your bitch ass if you think I ain't finna walk out that store. And please follow me to that motherfucking car. If you feeling motherfucking froggy, bitch, you ain't going to make it back to your motherfucking position at that fucking Walmart store. I'm telling you. You want to take some link? Like, I don't be taking shit already. Watch this. It's okay. This bitch.
Yeah. John, where have you been? Oh my gosh. I haven't seen you in forever. You need to get a hold of me. How you doing, John? So yeah, that's just one. There's a lot of them. Let's see what else we got. I'm probably going to go over onto Twitter, or sorry. Yeah, let's listen to this one. That's interesting.
If you work at a grocery store and you know that the food stamps is not working in November and you see people stealing and you snitch, you deserve to die. Good day, bye. If you work at a grocery store,
If you work at a grocery store, you know that they don't have food stamps, and you see them stealing and you snitch on them, you deserve to die. Wow. Well, let's see. I don't know what this one is.
White people is that there's too many of them because they
primarily gets food stamps. Who gets food stamps primarily? Okay, I'll wait. And it's not Black Americans. But let me be quiet. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this.
it's on this Saturday. You know, I didn't stream last night, y'all, because I was good and tired. I ain't gonna lie, I was tired. I needed an evening off. I really did. I saw a brother yesterday, and shout out to that brother. He was saying, he was telling me, he said, Phil, look like you a little tired, Phil. I'm like, I am. And he said, man, he said, get your business. You want to sabotage black people getting homes. Every step of the way, these people have sabotaged black people. So if anybody should have more of a reason to be on programs, it should be Black Americans, because you can clearly see we are the only group they target like that. They don't target Hispanics like that. Now, they may feel targeted because of the immigration thing, but if they back off of immigration, right, they're not really being targeted like that. They have enclaves, and I'm in Texas, I know. You got enclaves of Hispanic communities, and they got their businesses, they got everything going on. Trust me, I know. And white people aren't going down there trying to sabotage their businesses. They're not. They're leaving them alone. The only issue with Hispanics or white people is that there's too many of them because they're having way more kids than white people are. And so they feel threatened by that. That's just really what it is. If they wasn't having as many kids like that, they wouldn't even care. They would be leaving them alone. They don't mess with Asians like that. They only worry about what we doing as Black Americans. Always in our business. Won't leave us alone. We go over here, they follow us. We go over there, they follow us. Go up here, they follow us. We go over there, they follow us. It's nowhere we can go and nothing we can do.
What I'll do is I'll put the link so you can listen to it. That's a pretty long one, almost 2 hours. John, where have you been?
Oh, I'm all over.
How
All
you doing?
around. Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am. Yeah. You know what? Okay. So I don't know if everybody knows, but I lost my my another TikTok account.
No, I
And
didn't.
it's funny because this is like the second one in like a month. And every time you're one of my suggested people to follow.
And do I even have a TikTok account still?
I don't know, but it's pretty funny because it's always, and I'm like, I don't want to like freak him out and just like start randomly following him, because we haven't
No,
talked.
I
We
would
haven't
I would
talked
know
in
it was you.
forever.
All my stuff on there is just motorcycle stuff. I do a lot of riding these days, to try to keep sane. But my God, it's just all such a mess.
What's your take on what's going on?
They're the behind the scenes people are fomenting a civil war,
Yeah.
and that's what they've been doing for decades. But it's just I was thinking about doing some writing on what's going on and how to maintain your sanity, which is not easy. But this has been going on for probably centuries.
Yeah.
They the Masons call it the Great Work, and but it's at this intensity, it's just never. Everybody is on a hair trigger.
Yes.
They're both sides are, and they're all being run from above.
Right. Right. No,
Both.
you're right. I mean, yeah, because I was actually going to do another live stream about these troll farms. If you guys don't know what a troll farm is, it's literally a room full of electronic devices, phones, laptops, computers, whatever, all logged into social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and they are flooding the social media with fake news, fake stories, going in and disrupting, feeds, people in the comment section, and this is they're called troll farms, and that's what they're literally using to manipulate and to sway people into believing a certain way or doing certain things. We first saw this, or first came to my attention during the 2016 presidential election when the Keck frog came on scene and the meme wars and whatever.
Yeah.
But you're right. They're using it. It's from way above. And if you're wondering who's paying these people, it's people like Soros that are paying these people to do this.
Yeah, and on both sides too, and
Right.
they're doing it to Trump. They did it to the last Trump administration,
Hmm.
and that's what they're all about. It doesn't, thank God, another 4 years of Biden or Harris, we'd probably all be locked up right now. But they get it too,
Right.
and they're turning people. I mean, look, he nearly got shot. Just all the things that are happening. This is all being run. Their operations, these so-called assassins, and you'll notice a pattern that they'll hit, say, a right-wing target one week, and then the next week a left-wing target gets hit by some crazy person, and they just keep it going,
Yeah.
constantly. And
Exactly.
it's I don't know. I've always, and I've been saying this for a while. Really, all we can do is, the only influence you really have is locally. Your neighbors. Maybe your town, because it's just so out of hand. And we're lucky. We live rural. We moved to North Florida, and we had it pretty good up in Virginia too. But Kelly just had enough of Virginia. It was just really too isolated. So we were in. I
How's
told
Kelly
her,
doing?
say again.
How's Kelly doing?
Fine. She's in, you know, puppy heaven now, because she's a big gardener, and she's got all her garden, and
Aw,
her sheds, and
that's awesome.
the
I'm so
cats and the dogs, and
That's
and I got,
awesome. I'll tell her I said hello, and
oh well.
I'm glad that you guys. I've walked away from the drama on social media as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
all
gone
that.
for a year. I was gone for a year. My husband and I separated, and I moved to Phoenix I was gone for 10 months. I'm back home now. We since reconciled, and I'm back home in Illinois. But
That's
yeah, I don't participate in any of that. I'm glad to see that you guys walked away from it as well.
Yeah, well, to a certain extent, because we still keep an eye on Mark.
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook, just go by Cruise Control. It's KRUZZE
You know what I do every once in a while?
KROONTRO.
It pops up,
Yeah,
or I'll remember it, and I'll go over there and take a look. Yeah, he's
yeah,
yeah. Well, you know what? He's one of the people you need to keep an eye on.
yeah,
Yeah, he's like
yeah,
a snake. He'll slither his way in and show up on places and things.
yeah. But we pretty much took care of him, because I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Rob DeHaven and I got him on Corey's panel one night, and that was the last time. Mark, I'll send you a link somehow.
Yeah, send me a link. I'd love to watch that.
It's called Hey Rob, and he was telling us how you'll never get me off the internet, and he's never been on any panel since, and that's been like 2 or 3 years ago. But
Nice. That's
he'll pop
awesome.
up, he'll pop up, and he's still, he does these horrible, covers of songs, and you know,
You
like
know
a
what? He
national.
had a lot of us fooled, and I still there's people out that there's actually just really one person that she'll bring up about, showing, Lori, she was a supporter of him. Well, you know what? We all were until we realized what he was.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and so was I in the beginning. I mean, I thought when I got on, when he had that whatever, he was, it was on Ustream, and they did it was supposed to be a news thing, and that's how I got involved with him, because I was going to
Yeah.
do the child trafficking stuff, and then
So,
very soon, I saw him raising money, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute, and
Yeah.
that's
He did the hurricane relief for Houston that turned out to be, yeah. Yeah, you guys
and
don't know who we're talking about. We're talking about Mark. I don't even know what name he goes by anymore.
Mark, well, his real name is Mark Raymond Cruz. He goes by Mark Connors, the
Yeah,
cowboy, fake country star.
yeah, he's just nothing but a con artist, and unfortunately, I was pulled into supporting him through the Sentinels, and had I done my due diligence like I normally do with people, I probably would have found out a lot sooner, but we didn't. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, for a while there, he was kind of like the what do I want to say, whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Oh,
He he
he
would come
still
up,
is.
and Kelly and John would smack him down, and he'd pop back up somewhere else, and they'd smack him down again. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
at least he knows defeat. Let him stay down this time.
The best, and that was really when he was over, because that personality, and I'm sure you know them, the narcissists, they give you the information to destroy them,
Right.
every time, and the
Exactly.
word his well, and it's not his last. I'll tell you his last, because it's even funnier. But he did the same thing to himself. But that time he changed his name to Johnny Rocket, and they were doing some crappy little radio show in Portland, Tennessee, and they had to go on audio to show off, where they were, and we got you could read. It was in an old law office, and you could read the lettering backwards. So that's how we got his location, and brought the management up to standards, and they got rid of him. But what he had done, he'd made a commercial for a karate studio, and
Oh Lord.
we were like, oh my God, I mean, this cannot be true. And
Right.
then
Not again. Not again. Today's not your day.
yeah, and I don't know if you saw any of that stuff, but Kelly basically got a hold of WSMV in um, Nashville there, and they went out and did an investigative report on his little karate school. And
Yeah,
if you
I
have,
remember that.
yeah, and that was the end of that. And he basically just, he popped up through, some of the panel shows, but me and Rob just stayed on him until we beat him down so bad he's just never surfaced again, which is
That's
good.
good.
But we get his the police calls to his house. We'll go out. I don't know if you know Harry. Harry was another guy that he just totally harassed, and did all this terrible stuff too. And
Yeah.
did you know Bob Jones?
Is that the crazy Trump
Trumpster
supporter?
Bob?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So they were a team, and they did all this horrible stuff, and to us, I mean, called
Yeah.
relatives, and
Yeah.
jobs,
I
and
tried to stay away from those crazy people.
yeah,
You
yeah. Well,
know,
we got them. We got them all. They're all they're
that's
all
awesome.
they're all basically out of commission. But yeah,
That's
that that
awesome.
uh, that karate school, we
Yeah,
were really
I'm glad you guys were on that, because that was definitely something that the parents weren't aware of his status. So that's a good thing.
yeah, yeah. So how often are you live streaming now?
Well, we're supposed to be live streaming every Wednesday night, but like I said, I've been in a lot of pain lately and trying to manage that.
Sorry to
Being
hear.
back in Illinois, and the weather change is really taking a toll.
Yeah, yeah,
But usually every Wednesday
yeah.
night, we're live streaming, and I like to come on in the mornings, and do a short live stream. So that's where we've been the last
Well, yeah, I'd love
Since I've been
to.
back. I came back in May 5th. I came back home, and I think I started like in July coming back on live.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hang out with you guys for a little bit because we're on the same page. It's just
Yeah, absolutely. What I'll do is, do you have? Let's see, where's my chat? My private chat. Let me put you my phone number.
okay.
Hold on a second. I can't remember my phone number.
I'll just give you mine.
Here, I got it.
5. Yeah, because it. I hate to say this, but it's almost too far gone, you know, to do anything about. But the way I look at that, you can still educate people, and I think the more they understand how long this has been going on and where that's why on the traffic report we did all that history about where did all this pedophilia come from. Well,
Yeah,
you know we
exactly.
gave them the history and the deep state stuff, and it seemed to do some good, and the other part was just what you can do locally,
Yeah,
with your neighbors to and you got to take care of your emotional well-being because you get it that's
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you know that ICE is here in Chicago.
yes, I heard that.
But there's a lot of disinformation going on out here, as far as I went to the ICE. I've been to the ICE facility 3 times. Once I was allowed to live stream. The second time I went, there was protesters out there, but they had us jammed. I couldn't live stream. I went back another time. I couldn't live stream that time, and I spoke with somebody, and he gave me some tips on what to do to be able to live stream. But I haven't been back out since. But there's a lot of there was a woman who said that they repelled into an apartment complex and arrested people. That never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that never happened. Now they're saying that. Okay, so here's the thing, and this is what I find very interesting because last night I was out driving, I was working, and I had spoken to somebody in my car just a few minutes before, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, if ICE really wanted to catch people, they should go to the airport and they should go into the Uber lot, the Uber Lyft lot, the rideshare lot,
Yeah.
and they could literally catch hundreds of illegals because what they do is they buy somebody's ID and they go online as that person and that's their account and that's how they get away with driving rideshare.
Correct.
Literally, not only am I the only, basically sometimes the only white person in the lot, but I'm the only white female in the lot. Because that's all you see are, um,
Well, and I don't know if you've heard this, and I even thought about it. I don't know if they'd hired my old ass, but ICE is hiring. Have you seen those commercials?
no, I haven't, but you know what? The cartel has bounties on their heads right now. I don't think I really would want to be an ICE agent.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, I
I
don't think I would.
I
But
ran into fires for fun. I think if they'd take me, I'd
oh,
definitely
I
do
did
it.
too. I mean, absolutely. I was a firefighter for 10 years. Yeah. People were
There you
running
go.
out. I was the one running in. I was the crazy bitch running in. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going, get out of my way. I got this.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I get home last night and I'm on my Facebook and a friend of my husband and mine, she has a restaurant here in Chicago. She did a post saying that they went in and they got like 200 or 300 illegals at the Uber lots at O'Hare Airport. I'm like, so you got to be kidding me. I was just thinking about that.
maybe
So,
they're maybe
I mean,
they're
what does that mean
maybe
for
they're
me?
listening to
That
you.
means
Maybe.
more money for me because less cars mean more money out there. Let me
Oh,
tell you.
and the ICE thing too. There's a $50,000 signing bonus. So
That's crazy.
that's
Yeah,
not bad.
I'm too old to do that.
I got
I
I
just
got
have another video I want to play real quick to see
Sure,
what she
sure.
thinks. Hold on.
So I heard that we're storming the grocery stores November 1st or November 9th. I'm getting mixed messages.
That's a great idea.
Somebody tell me. So I heard that
So they're okay. So they're organizing. Okay, so they're organizing storming the grocery stores, guys. If any time in history your head should be on a swivel, it should be right now. I mean, seriously.
Abs-
Um,
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, luckily I live in a, I guess I do live in the greater Chicago area, but I also live in a suburb that is not, I mean, we don't do anything crazy out here. Um, I told the story a while ago. This was back maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I was with Dave at the eye doctor appointment, and he was in with the doctor, and I was sitting out in the waiting room, and they have the thing called the police blogger or whatever, and they list the crimes for that week.
Right, right.
In where I live, the biggest crime that week was somebody had broken into somebody's Facebook account. So, I mean, I don't live in an area where there's like high crime. It actually has increased. There's been some questionable things happening, but I mean, literally. So the grocery store, I always order and I just go pick it up. I'm not in the grocery stores. I refuse to go into Walmart's. I do drive for Walmart delivery, which I'm probably going to take a step back from private deliveries for the next month or so.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Are you guys? Because we're permitless concealed carry down here. I doubt that's the same thing up there.
We've got the strictest laws in the nation as far as for concealed carry and stuff like that. We do have concealed carry. I'm not sure I'm really not sure of the laws. Dave and I keep saying that we're going to take care of that, but we never really do. So.
Please do, because I mean we're packing all the time down here, and that DeSantis has a brain, and the crime rates in Florida have plummeted since as long as you're not a convicted felon like Mark Cruz,
Right.
you can carry your handgun and concealed with no. And we had concealed permits back when you got them, but yeah, and today's. Please do that, Lori. Please, you guys, just do that.
I'm going to get on him for that. There's a lot of things that we've wanted to do and we just haven't taken care of. And, I think that's one of the things that we need to definitely.
It sounds horrible, that you have to do that, but that is exactly what's going on. And you need to have the jump on these people. And they don't think that most people are carrying a handgun, and that's
well, see, that's just it. I mean, that's okay. So Dave always says that, and this is, I used to find it amusing, but I don't anymore. But he used to say that the gun-free zone is there not to protect you, but to protect the shooter.
Absolutely.
And I thought, wow, and in the last couple of years, I've thought about that statement, and I'm like, he's absolutely right. Because when a shooter goes into a gun-free zone, like a school or wherever, even a Walmart, they go in there because they know that it's a gun-free. They know that they don't have to worry really about any pushback.
Walmarts are gun-free zones?
They are in Illinois, I believe.
Not in Florida.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we just had
you get to carry. You get to carry two if you go into Walmart.
Yeah, last week we just had another shooting at Walmart. I didn't even realize. I mean, I'm really bad lately. I don't keep up on the news like I should be, But this right here, this topic with the food stamps and stuff is, I mean, I can see it happening. I really can, because I can't tell you how many Walmarts were shut down here in Illinois for the simple fact of the looting that was taking place a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally, that's the reason why they shut down a Walmart here, like locally, was because of the looting,
And this is, this is the Democrats got the country, and they got these people dependent on all this over the years. That's been
It was
decades.
never designed to carry people. It was designed to help for a short-term help, not a long-term generational obligation.
Yeah, their trick is they make them dependent towards the day, and
Correct.
now they know Trump has his shit together more than he did in the first term. So what can they do? They can shut down the government, and then they'll stop the food stamps, and then it'll be Trump's fault that there are
Correct.
EBT
And
riots.
that's
I mean,
exactly what's going on.
it's all and Obamacare it that's a joke. I mean, the people who are on it normally with the subsidies are getting killed. And
Yeah.
they're saying, oh well, it can go from extravagant to non-affordable. Is that a bad thing? I mean, it's all been set up and planned, and we just have to keep our own neighborhood and our families safe. That's all you can do, and be very careful if you're out.
Exactly.
If I go to Walmart, I am carrying a gun. There's
Yeah.
other places that I might say, nah. We went to the Miami FSU game in Tallahassee, so you're not allowed to carry in there, and it was really very good, and not too much of that stuff goes on there, but
Right.
yeah, just you gotta watch your back, and
Absolutely. 100%. No,
boy,
Iron, I do not know what the announcement is at 3 o'clock. I'll have to, depending on what it is, I might come back live. I don't know. Depends on if I'm home or at work. Yeah, I don't know what the announcement is for Trump. No, but it's true. I mean, that's what I said. Hunger is a great motivator. And here's the thing: is people nowadays don't even need an excuse to riot. I mean,
right, yeah, that's how bad it's gotten. Yep, absolutely.
who's that? Okay, hold on just a minute, because I find this absolutely, again, like I said when I first came on here, I laugh at politics so freaking much lately. It's not even funny. So there is a kid, and activity center. Let me try to remember what his name is. But there's a kid that has been trolling Trump his name's Harry. One second, Harry Sisson.
Oh God, oh Harry,
Right? So Harry
Harry,
Sisson has been
Harry,
trolling Trump
he
forever.
is so gay, and he just won't admit it. I
I
mean,
know, poor thing. He
totally,
needs to come out of the closet.
totally gay. Just come out, Harry. We
So
don't care.
I guess so. Trump trolled him the other day. Okay, so this is what happened. Trump put out a video of him in an F-16 dropping feces on Harry and people doing the protest. And Harry lost his mind, and he was like, Trump, blah, blah, blah. So what he did is he put something up on social media and said, can somebody tell Trump to please stop or get a hold of Trump for me? JD Vance comes on and answers him and says, I'll do that for you. So Harry comes on and he says, JD Vance he's harassing me. No, he's doing you a favor. Okay.
Yeah, you can't win. You can't win with
No.
any of it.
So then JD Vance puts out a video showing Trump getting crowned as king. And I'm sorry, but I find this absolutely hilarious. And
I like
Harry,
JD. I really do.
I do too.
I like him.
Have you watched on Netflix? There is a story of his life. Have you watched it?
No, I haven't.
You should.
I will.
You should.
I will.
It's I forgot what it's called.
I've
but-
heard his basic story, but I haven't watched that. But
yeah, he so let me do JD Vance Netflix. Dave and I watched it a couple weeks ago, and I would have to say it's called Hillbilly Elegy, Elegi, and it is got to be like one of the best best movies I watched. Watching him come up and the things that he's overcome and his life, and his mother was a junkie.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, she overdosed. I don't know how many times. She was abusive. She was neglectful. She was, and he overcame that to become vice president of the United States. Come on.
I think he could clearly, be our next president. I would rather have JD than anybody that's, around there,
Yeah,
for 8 years.
exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing is in the news is that Chicago teacher from the No Kings protest the other day mocking Charlie Kirk. Um, I believe she has been fired. I haven't been able to verify that yet, but I believe they fired her. So
Good. I'm from Chicago, right? I told you that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Northwood Street. I was looking at my baby pictures the other day. it was Easter, and I'm standing out there in a snowsuit with an Easter bunny down
Oh,
down at the bottom of the stair, Northwood Avenue, and it just every time I know you're up there, and every time I hear about Chicago, and probably the last time I was there was in say maybe the late '90s, and it still wasn't that bad. And where it's gone, I mean, Cabrini Green was always, I mean, that was
what is
bad.
it? What was the thing? The answer to Copernic Green is Soylent Green.
Yeah.
For everybody that doesn't know, Copernic Green was a Section 8 housing project.
Mhm.
It's not there any longer. It's been torn down. But yeah, Copernic Green. The answer to Copernic Green is Soylent Green. Was a saying for people here
Yeah.
for a while.
The
Yeah,
cops wouldn't go in there. They just wouldn't go.
right.
They get 911 calls and they'd say no. I
Yeah.
used to work in Belglade down here for an ambulance company. Like moonlighting when I wasn't, on shift at the fire department, and we had three people on a rescue truck, and on New Year's Eve at 5 p.m. they'd come out with the barricades and they'd surround the whole city of Belglade, and nobody would go in there till the
Wow.
next morning. And all
Yeah,
you
we
would
had places in Buffalo. I was a paramedic for the city of Buffalo 911 system for 10 years, and we there was places that Section 8 housing that we would get a call there, and we would sit at the road and we would wait for a two patrol cars to back us up to go in there. For which is okay. So this was back in the 90s, and we had white uniforms, white dicky pants, white shirts. We
oh
had
boy.
red apple. Yeah, we had red epaulets that had our. You could tell by the number of stripes what we were, basic and advanced, and a paramedic. Paramedic had 3. Paramedic supervisor had 4. I mean, so you could tell like the rank of the people. But for a while there, we were petitioning that we didn't want the white uniforms anymore. I work one trauma. God forbid if I have a trauma at like my shift started at 7:00 at night till 7 in the morning. God forbid if I had a trauma code at 7:15, because then I was like out of service for the rest of the night because I'm pouring peroxide down the front of me to get the blood stains out. So we petitioned that can we get black or blue uniforms? Well, the problem with that is that during that time in the 90s, the gangs in Buffalo were taking pot shots at the cops who wore black and blue. And
Yeah.
so they were like, look, we want to make sure that you guys are safe. And, usually with the red jacket and the white pants, you stand out pretty much. And we would like to keep you guys safe and stuff like that. But yeah, so.
But they would shoot at us too. I remember we built this brand new station in Stewart, and Stewart was pretty mild compared to, I mean, Kelly worked in Riviera. That was like the knife and gun club, big time. But we had our areas in Stewart too, and the battalion chief's room is like in the back of the station, and you just have a bed there, and you have a window. And this one night, I heard what I know was an AK going off. So, like an idiot, I peeked my head up to
Right.
look around, see what's going on.
I know that sound. Let's see what that is.
And
What's going on?
and there was only a couple of shots, and I was like, okay, they're just fooling around. So I go out in the morning, and I'm kind of walking by the building, and there are 2 bullet holes that are about 3 inches below the glass. that
Ooh.
luckily it was concrete and some, I think they put steel on the side of the building. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, they would, by that time they didn't care if you were cops or they liked us a little bit better, but
No,
they
they liked us a little bit better, you
yeah,
know. Yeah, God forbid if you had to pick up a gang member that had just been shot or something, or been injured by another gang member, and you picked them up because you don't you got you put it this way, you hightailed it out of there quickly.
yeah,
Okay, you scoop and went, and then
yep.
when you got to the hospital, you dumped them off and you got the hell out of there quick because I don't want to be in the room when they realize that he's still alive and they're going to come and finish the job. I'm out
Yeah,
of here. You guys go. Here's my paperwork. I'm gone. Adios. And
either side,
I was out of
or
there.
he dies and they blame it on you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
we had
Like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I dropped him off and he was alive and kicking. It's not my. Exactly. And
we
it's
had
it's terrible that you actually get into a mind frame like that and have to think like that.
we had another rough area out in Indiantown. I had just started out there with Martin County, and we were working a code inside this house that with no electricity and all black area, and they're just crowding in and yelling and throwing stuff, and we're calling for the volunteer fire department because they had black volunteers for Indiantown. And but until that happened, I turned around and I charged up the Life Pack 10 and just arced it in the room, you know. And they they all just disappeared.
Yeah.
That was my taser. And then thank God that this one black guy that worked for the Indiantown Volunteers, they called him Tiny, and he was like 6'8", 350, could have played in the NFL. And he just comes into that crowd. And we're trying to get her out. It was a prostitute that got stabbed, white girl, and we're trying to get out. They're throwing bottles with. Tiny showed up, and he just wades into this crowd, and he's just grabbing people and punching them or throwing them, And
Yep.
it was like one guy was the cavalry arriving,
But you know
but
what, John? I got to say that was my favorite job.
yeah,
Seriously, that was my favorite job. I only stopped being a paramedic because I got hurt on the job. I was working a code and I was in the jump seat and I pulled her to intubate her and I did not forget, but I didn't pull her back, put her back right. I didn't push her down
yeah,
enough. And when we went to get out, my partner's like 1, 2, 3, and I went, 1, 2, and I pulled her out, and my arm went down because of the weight wasn't distributed right, and it pulled my right arm out of socket and dropped me. Everything turned black.
wow, yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I retired. I was. Thank God I made it as long as I did, and I had a lot of injuries through that. But
yeah,
I finally we had like this 400-pound dude in a house that looked like a hoarder's house, and he was seizing, and I was on the Quint by then, so we've got a fire truck with 3 guys on it, and we're waiting on the rescue, and we're trying to get him out. We had ALS stuff, so we could work on him, and of course we had 2 on one end, and I was on the other end, and we were trying to up and over him over this couch, and I just felt pop, 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 and it blew it out so bad, it gave me a hernia too.
yeah, yeah. It's great. Yeah, the things
All
we do is just pretty
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
So
But I got almost 30 years between ambulance and fire. So at that point, I was like, I'm not having surgery, and I didn't, and I actually recovered a lot better. I found an osteopath. If you ever have any back problems, I would highly recommend it. They are lifesavers and miracle workers. And I go to the gym 3 times a week now. I lift weights like I was lifting in the fire department. And I was at the point, this was about 5 years ago, where I couldn't get out of bed. And they were going to do surgery on me. And that the same surgery they were going to do, a friend of mine had done, and at Yale University. He was a Pat Sparling. He was a great guy, firefighter in Florida, beautiful 12-year-old daughter. So they ended up redoing that 3 times Don't ever get back surgery ever.
I've
And
heard.
they
Yeah.
put him on a morphine pump, and he ended up shooting himself with a 12-year-old daughter. That's how bad it was for Pat.
Yeah.
And just the sweetest guy in the world, Lori. I mean, I've never met a nicer. He was like a saint, you know.
Right.
Nothing like me, you know. Just
Hey, let
just
me end this. Let me end this stream real quick, and we can continue to talk. But let me just end this, the stream real quick. Let me just do this. Yeah. So, guys, there will be an announcement. I guess Trump has an announcement at 3:00. If I am around, I will get back with you guys. But if not, maybe tomorrow morning, I'll be back on live. Like I said, we're going to start getting back on track as far as our morning lives again. And so, yeah. So, all right. So if you guys have anything in the comment section, go ahead and leave it. I will try to put links to everything. But guys, remember, put your head on a swivel. Be careful. Warn your family that this violence could become, well, most likely will be coming to, Walmart's, even the small grocery stores. Just be careful. All right. And so I will talk with you guys later. And remember, eyes open, no fear.
lock and mode.